Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. It's Monday, the 29th of July. We thank God for the health and the strength that He has given us. So before we go any further, viewers, for almost about 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I was out of the live performance on television, I should say. The reason for this is because of the credit union that Real Talk is opening in the South area. Got the videos? Credit union. Because of the credit union that is opening on the 5th of August 2024 in South, I was there most of the time. Most of the time, viewers, getting things done. Yes, and you know sometimes when you have workers, if you're not there, you know what has happened sometimes. So Real Talk Credit Union at 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando, we will be opening on the 5th of August for the people from South. So remember that, viewers, Real Talk Credit Union will be opening its doors in Cipero Street, San Fernando for the people of South. Next to that building, the white building that you are seeing unfurnished, it's also, well, the white building with the glass missing in front. Soon to come in September, we'll be opening Real Talk Marketing and Distribution. It's another company that Real Talk is opening, viewers. But the Credit Union for South, trust me, on the 5th of August 2024, we will be opening. So if you're on Cipero Street, when you pass where Scotiabank was on Cipero Street, the traffic light, as soon as you pass that, less than 1 minute drive, you're going to see a beautiful building on the right-hand side, Real Talk Credit Union, Trinidad and Tobago. We are opening our second branch and we are proud. We are proud. We are going to service the people of South. We are going to change the way banking operates in Trinidad. Like I said, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Finance and Investment. They are offering you 4% on fixed deposit, and you're getting your interest up front. Remember that, viewers, your interest up front. So the people of South Trinidad, we're coming to you on August the 5th. We are going to have a grand opening on the 5th of August. So if you want to be part of it, not a problem, come on down. That opening on the 5th will start around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. So we are prepared to deal with the people of South Trinidad. Also, Real Talk Marketing and Distributor will be open on Superior Street, right next to Real Talk Credit Union, first week of September. Remember that, viewers. So Real Talk is growing. We are in God's plan to grow. We are in God's plan for finance and investment. So I want to thank God for that. The health and the strength, for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was very, very active, very tired. I do apologize. There was a lot of news taking place in the country, a lot of changes, but nevertheless, viewers, I am back out on Monday the 29th, which is tonight, and we're going back with our live show to deal with the issues that we are having in Trinidad and Tobago. So, as we go into the news now, effective today, July 29th, drivers will face a $2,000 fine and 3 demerit points if their vehicle does not meet the light transmittancy requirement permitted by the new tint regulation. So Trinidad and Tobago, the government is trying all ways, all methods to drain the little bit of money you saving in your pocket. Now I will tell you this, I will tell you this. And I don't know if license office is aware of this. There are vehicles coming from all around the world into Trinidad and Tobago. Some of them are coming into the country with the window naturally tinted. Naturally tinted. When fog lamps on bumpers in vehicles were coming in, roll on, roll off, apparently license office didn't know. And police officers were charging car owners for fog lamps when the fog lamps were originally installed in another country in the car and brought to Trinidad, original manufacture. So now you're gonna be fined $2,000 and 3 demerit points for your tint on your windscreen. Now hear this Trinidad and Tobago. Failure to maintain windscreen or window free from scratch can also land a driver a $450 fine without demerit point deduction. The unauthorized use of curtains and screens will cost you $750 and 2 demerit point. Imagine that. License office, in collaboration with the Ministry of Works, is coming up with all sorts of ideas to take the little bit of money that you're saving. And you know what's the sad part about this, viewers? Come on, Director. The sad part about this, Director, is that the ministry said the intentions are to encourage general compliance with traffic laws, to introduce a standardized method of assessing tint levels via the use of a tint meter to assist in the fight against crime and criminality and create safe roads. How in God, Mother Earth? How in Mother Earth is the tint gonna create safer roads? How on earth is the tint gonna fight against crime? I want to ask the Commissioner of Police that question. I want to ask Rohan Sinanan that question. I want to ask Clive Clark, how the hell tint in a vehicle preventing the police from catching them? Clive, you dunce head. Rohan Sinan and a little more worse. Well, don't talk. Don't talk about the Commissioner of Police. Don't talk about it. Well, the Ministry of National Security, we get the coal pot man. We get the coal pot man now. Our next minister in the Ministry of National Security. A man who say he just cook on the coal pot and he got the right to work. But yet he moving with a high-end vehicle to and from work. It's sad in Trinidad and Tobago. The ministry trying all different ways to grab the little bit of money that you're saving in your pocket. Think now they're going to charge you for that. And the reason for this, it will create great road safety and it'll help in fight against crime in the country. Well, let me tell you something. Minister of National Security, 2 ministers, Fitzgerald Hinds, and now we have Scotland, the coal pot man. We have Erla, we have joining the field now, Clive. Joining the field now in the fight against crime, we have Clive from licensing department. I want to know how the hell, how in God's world, tint go help the police. We living in a tropical country. The sun has been blazing during the course of the day. During the course of the day, the police moving with tinted vehicles. Ministry moving with tinted vehicles. Clyde moving with tinted vehicles. But we the citizens now, who put a little tint now in we vehicle to break the sun, we have to be penalized for it. Let me tell you something. These fellas and them getting stupid and every day go by. Every day go by, they're getting a percentage more dotage, more stupid. And if I don't like it, I say telling all of that. Property tax coming out just now, all are ready for it? I hope all are ready for it, you know. I hope all are ready for it. Moving along. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has traveled to St. George, Grenada for the 47th regular meeting of the Conference of the Heads of Government of the Caribbean, CARICOM meeting. The meeting was originally scheduled for earlier this month, but had to be postponed because of the passage of the Hurricane Beryl. The impact of Hurricane Beryl on the region will also be part of CARICOM discussion. Minister of Energy Stuart Young, who also holds the portfolio of the ministry in the office of the Prime Minister, will act as Prime Minister for the first time in Rowley's absence. Previously, Finance Minister Clong Imbert has acted as Prime Minister whenever Dr. Rowley is out of the country. The meeting will focus on several issues including CARICOM's single market and economy, climate change and sustainable development, agri-food and nutrition security. Imagine that, Trinidad and Tobago. Stuart Young now acting. The amount of portfolio this man have, right? This man have more portfolio than a doctor, you know. Take what I'm telling you. Moving along. A distressed National Security Minister and pushback from the criminal elements have forced Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to increase the cabinet to 24 with the appointment of a junior minister in the Ministry of National Security. So they blame now pushback from the criminal element. Now, this will be the newly minted silk appointee, Keith Scotland, SC, as Minister in the Ministry of Finance. I'll listen to this video.
So I have appointed MP Keith Scotland as Minister in the Ministry of National Security, particularly to deal with police issues, police government issues. And so if you look at the schedule, you would see when you have a minister in the Ministry of anywhere, that minister, it says that the minister will do what the minister says or directed to him. So there are 5 areas that I expect that Minister Scotland would focus on, not the least of which is the police. And of course, offender management, management of illegal immigrants, and drug trafficking and money laundering, along with drug enforcement. These are some of the main police assignments.
Trinidad and Tobago, another junior minister has been added to the Ministry of National Security. He said, it is present, it's proactive to make the decision that Minister Hinds was distracted by too many other things when he wanted more focusing on the policing. So here it is. Hinds involving too much chatting, other than the Minister of Security. Hinds once said, it is not my job to make you feel safe. It is not my job to make you feel safe. All of a sudden, the Prime Minister saying that he wanted more focus on policing. So who you blame for that? We blaming the Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Fitzgerald Hinds. That is the same man said, it is not his job to make you feel safe. So whose job is it? All of a sudden now, he focusing on police. And because he focusing on police now, they had to bring in a junior minister. Let me tell you something. All the time other ministries had one minister, one commissioner, and about 7,000 police officers used to control the crime in Trinidad and Tobago under Gary Griffin. One man used to do it. Now we have 2 men doing it. You think crime will change? Well, listen to this.
One of the things we did in the government that I led, we tried to run the country with a reduced cabinet size, and we've done that. I mean, there are only 23 members in the cabinet, and now add another person. That's still way below what it was in the previous times when I think there were over 30 people in the cabinet. And that has been our style. We've run this government since 2015 with a significantly reduced number of ministers. But because of the pressures of the pushback that's coming to us from the criminal element, we have decided to put a bit more of the cabinet resource on the police and some aspects of security. So much trouble is coming to us from the police. I want to put it that way. We decided that, or I decided as Prime Minister, it's my prerogative to make that decision, that the minister was being distracted by too many other things when we wanted more focusing on the police at this particular point in time.
So all of a sudden now, out of nowhere, Hinds want to focus on police. All of a sudden. The PM also read a list of responsibilities under Hinds' purview to justify his decision, which includes, now Trinidad and Tobago, what I'm going to read out, other ministers in the Minister of National Security had the very same portfolio, so don't get tied up. Don't get tied up. Other ministers had the same portfolio to deal with under the Ministry of National Security. So listen to this. According to the Prime Minister, it includes protection in Trinidad and Tobago airspace, territorial waters, the cadet force, the defense force, drug trafficking and money laundering, among many others. Every single party that come and went in Trinidad, they had to deal with the same thing under one Minister of National Security. under the sun in 2024, the Prime Minister, who is also the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, found it fit to agree with Hinds that we should take on Scotland as a junior minister. Because all of a sudden, the man who said it's not his job to make you feel safe, the Prime Minister wants him to focus now on police. Let me tell you something. 3 ministers in security right here, and none are better than none. 2 can do it, 1 can do it. All the ministers in other parties had to deal with the same issues. So now we have 3 ministers now in security. 3. One who said, we're not closing down Petrotrin, 2 weeks after it shut down. As our Prime Minister. We have a man who said, I'm not responsible if you safe or not, Fitzgerald Hinds. And now we have a coal pot man now, who said, well, he cooking on coal pot, and he would ride to work on a bicycle. Scotland. He noted that he has spent more time on the issue of national security than any other part of his portfolio. Listen.
It deals with airspace and territorial waters, the cadet force, citizenship, the Defense Force, Regiment, Coast Guard, Air Guard, Defense Force Reserves, drug enforcement, interdiction, drug trafficking and money laundering, forensic services, DNA services, global security issues, immigration, intelligence, internal security, management of illegal immigrants and deportees, national emergency and disaster management, offender management, Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management, the ODPM, payroll and prisoner management, community service, rehabilitation, youth reoffender program, probation services, public order and safety and law enforcement, police service, fire service, prison service, lifeguard service, security of government officials and premises, and supplemental police. That is the whole schedule of the Ministry of National Security. The National Security Council and the cabinet that I run, there are about 6 or 7 ministers there, and in fact 3 or 4 of them alongside the Minister of National Security, including the Prime Minister. That's where national security has been dealt with. So it's not a question of numerically, well, you had 2 here and you give me 2 more here and you balance out. How the work was done was that there were far more ministers involved in national security than any other ministry. And the Prime Minister was always involved in national security. I could tell you, in recent times, I have spent more time on the issue of national security than on any other part of my portfolio. Right? So that's how it goes. So now I have decided, given the fact that we're still having this intractable problem and new problems from the police, that we need to have a bit more focus, because we think after we look at it and after I've assessed it, that is something that we can do at this stage.
Paula, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, your line.
As we are speaking about crime in the country, a lot of crime is being escalated, but since I've noticed something here, and you might check this out for yourself, that since they have unmarked police vehicles, they say that was to enhance the crime in the country. Crime has escalated from since that time to now, and it has become worse because in today, you will have police vehicle that is unmarked, that is carry blue lights in front and back.
Correct.
And today you will have vehicles that only have blue lights in front.
Correct.
And dark tint that you cannot see inside. So how can we analyze to know which one is police and which one is not police?
Well
so in my thinking here, that they should have organized and scrapped that deal of unmarked vehicles for police service and put them mark like on a special unit, white vehicles marked police on it.
I understand.
Or something.
I understand.
that piece of tinting that they have there with the private vehicles, probably the private vehicles that carry dark tint that they can't see inside, and they have that blue light only in front, or how it goes in the grill or whatever.
Correct.
That's also scrap too. Because I was driving up the highway with my family, and they were blowing horn and had blue light in front to move aside, but they didn't have no police uniform. So how will we know who they are?
Well
and
said.
next thing now, if we are not to comply to that, and they are police officers, they want to give us tickets.
True.
And you know how the system going. Another thing, I got a property tax on the mail, and it is at 3%. And the value for the property is way escalated more than it could ever be for the condition of the home and for what is having it. And the kind of tax that they're asking, well, the post office, and this is what people need to understand too, the post office have the mail, but it doesn't give the citizens it when they go to collect it.
Where
when
is
they collect
this?
it from the post office.
Where is this?
Konopia.
Kunopia.
Yeah.
So
Right?
Kunopia, all the mail is going to the post office, but no postal worker to distribute it.
No, we just collect the mails in the post office itself.
Okay.
And when they go there and they give them the name, sometimes they return back real important mails back to the people like government,
I
institutions
understand.
and so forth.
I
And they
understand.
doesn't give us the meals. So they select meals, and apparently the guy, the head man in that particular post office, just play the fool with the people meals. So this is one of the things happen now. So we now get our property tax that was since February it was dated, that we now collect it, and it's only making a week now. So I want to go and contest that, why it is that is so much.
I
And
understand.
think everybody who have that should do the same thing. Thank you very much, though.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Scotland hopes to restore confidence in police. We'll hear much more about this after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union, Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Real Talk Credit Union, 25 Cipero Street, San Fernando. On the 5th of August, we will be opening our second branch from 10 a.m. for the people of South Trinidad. Remember that, viewers? On the 5th of August, 10 a.m., 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando, Real Talk Credit Union will be bringing its second office to you. We will serve the people of South Trinidad to our best ability. To our best ability. So look at the building good. You can't miss it. For those of you who don't know Cipero Street, you all know where the Scotiabank used to be on the traffic light, by the traffic light. Well, as you're going down that same road, as you pass Scotiabank and make the turn, you're going to see a beautiful building there. A beautiful building. So, get your documents ready to come and open your account, your savings account, purchase shares, also Real Talk Finance and Investment, 4% on fixed deposit. Get your interest up front. Let me tell you something. This is the only financial sector in Trinidad and Tobago is offering you interest up front on a fixed deposit. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Caller, good night.
Man, nice to have you back, man. I miss you, man. Live program, man. But anyway, nice to have you back. Everything all right with you, man?
I miss being on air.
Yes. Anyway, I want the country to know and the citizens of this country to know they're very angry right now. Just as you are angry, Mr. Saeed.
Yes.
Children are the apprentices of their parents and the environment they are in, such as adults.
Mm-hmm.
The police service, what you are seeing today, is a reflection of the authorities from the government down, the commissioner of police, the deputy commissioner of police, and all of them.
Correct.
License office is the same thing, no difference. So we had 18 murders over a weekend. I know you want the thing you know about all that.
Mm-hmm.
18 murders over a weekend. So the commissioner of police, the government, the state, find resources to have roadblock throughout this country. And you know what was their achievement from that roadblock? The deputy commissioner, Benjamin, come and told the citizens both and say 300 fixed penalty tickets was issued to the citizens of this country. Not one was issued for lawless driving, dangerous driving on the highway. Not one criminal was caught.
Correct. Well said.
The people in Carlsonfield, we will only talk for this year. Every day they under siege from the criminals. Robbery, the thief in the goat, the cattle, the sheep.
Even killing.
They even murdering farmers in Carlsonfield.
Yes.
Not one of them was held or arrested. Earlier on today, on Beyond the Tape, I called Deputy Commissioner of Police. So I asked him, I said, to explain this to the citizens, 300 tickets you are boasting about issued to the citizens. You know what was his answer? He said they had to deal with the small crime. So I asked him, I said, what about the loud music, the lawlessness on the highway, the loud music, disturbing the elderly? And you know what he said? They had to deal with the small issues. You think this place is right? So breadfoot man and bicycle man, I hope you could make a change, you know. The citizens are looking forward to a change. And you know, Mr. Sai, you know what is the reflection of the citizens in this country? Wherever you go, they say they hope a missile from North Korea or in the Middle East will stray and they're not here when they're having roadblock, you know, license officers and police officers, you know. I can't see on there what results they're looking for and expecting, you know. Mr. Sai, nice to have you back. Keep up the great work you are doing, man. We miss you. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. It's glad to be back. After 3 weeks of working in the credit union in Cipero Street in South, I'm glad to be back. I got sick a few times because I was just pushing myself to finish that business just for the people of South. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. Moving on in our news. Newly appointed minister in the Ministry of Finance. Not Finance. I wish it was Finance. I know everybody waited to hear from Clonging, but you know, we are all waiting to hear about property tax, about the revenue authority coming up, that if you don't pay a property in 3 months, you don't pay tax, you know what happening? You're losing your couch. You're losing your TV. You're losing your washing machine. But we waiting. But nevertheless, hear this one. Newly appointed minister in the Ministry of National Security have stated that his two main goals as minister were to reduce crime and restore confidence in the police service. That is the same man who said he will ride to work on his bicycle. Did that happen? No, we ain't see that happen. We ain't see that happen. He ain't ride nowhere to work. Alright, so that's the picture circulating all over Trinidad and Tobago. Where his mouth went. Trinidad and Tobago, where his mouth went. Paula, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
My friend.
Saeed, two things tonight, boy.
Eh?
Anyway, first thing, I recommend you on your building there, boy. That building looking like Central Bank, boy. No lie. But here is, what I want to talk to you tonight about.
Caller, hold on. I didn't hear what you said just now.
I say a new building looking like Central Bank.
Oh. Thanks.
Anyhow, let me get to my 2 points quick, right? I don't want to take too long.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is that I noticed the local government minister doing a big project down in San Fernando where he say he wanted to beautify Harris Promenade and I see they doing a waterfront down there.
Yes.
But question is, where is the finance coming from? Where is the money coming from? Is it coming from the HSF fund? Where is that money coming from? And how are we going to replenish that money? Through property tax? How are they expecting to put back that money into the treasury? By taxing people till they're dead? But that is what going on in this country. We have nothing that's bringing in income in this country, you know. And the two oil companies that they have, we don't even know where the money going. If the money actually going back to the treasury, nobody don't know what's going on in this country. That everything is a hush-hush and a secret of what's going on in this countryside. That's the problem here. Or is it that the local government minister using the rent from the buildings they have in Port of Spain to do that project? I don't know, and I asked that question here because we don't have money here. This is what the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister is telling the country. We don't have money to run the country. But they're doing these mega projects in San Fernando. How that benefiting the citizens? Why they don't take that money, right, and help some of these homeless people get back on their feet? Why you don't take that money and, you know, he building boots that's costing $100,000 per boot? Why these people have to be mad and we have to be real stupid in this country to be sitting down and taking this thing from these people, right? And let me tell you something, before I go, right? This whole situation with Keith Scotland being a junior minister and the Ministry of National Security side is a big joke. That is a joke. That is like a slap in the face, we get it. Because let me tell you something, right? He can't fix nothing. Keith Rowley put Fitzgerald and to micromanage the police service and watch what the police service is today. A couple of years after Fitzgerald is micromanaging the police service. Look at the results of the police service. You're gonna put our next incompetent idiot to micromanage it over, you know? What do you think would happen to the police service? So my question is tonight, are these two ministers and the Prime Minister immune from getting arrested from the police commissioner or any police officer in this country? Because he's solely in charge of the police service, you know? So what's going to happen, you know? Let me tell you something, guys. You see this country going through, you know? We like a big joke right now, you know?
Correct.
Because he only have nobody else to put it. So he decided to put this man who did not have a portfolio. Just imagine he's an MP and he didn't have a portfolio until now. And you're going to throw you there and telling everybody that we savior. But here what's going on, guys? God have to help in this country, but you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So, the first order of the day for Keith Scotland is to restore confidence in the police service. I want to listen to this.
And I think the first issue must be meeting with the stakeholders, the commissioner, the Police Welfare Association, all those entities, and there is a plan in place, and that will be discussed with them and it will be rolled out very shortly. I've just received my appointment, but if I'm to say there's any target, it will be a reduction in crime. That is essential.
So that is the order of the day. to get confidence back in the police service. How is Keith Scotland going to do it? While his head minister, Fitzgerald Hinds, said it is not his duty to make you feel safe. So if Scotland boss, which is Fitzgerald Hinds, telling the public that, how the hell is Scotland going to restore confidence in the police? How? Meanwhile, National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hinds stated that Scotland brings a lot of experience to the table. What experience is he bringing to the table other than law? He's a lawyer. What experience? His job was to get paid to keep a criminal in prison and out of prison. That was his job. He's a lawyer. You're getting paid to represent criminal. What knowledge you're bringing to the table to help police? Tell me. Fitzgerald Hinds, tell Trinidad and Tobago. What experience is he bringing to get back the confidence in the police service? Hinds added that there is a lot of work to be done, and Scotland's presence means more. We'll get it done. I'll listen.
I told him, I know he comes battle ready, and battle there is, because there's a fight on Trinidad and Tobago's hand, and we now, leading the Ministry of National Security, must carry that fight on behalf of the government and the people through the agencies of national security, every one of them, including, of course, the police service. But there is so much work to be done. I hope Trinidad and Tobago by now begins to understand that talk and criticism and bacchanalian don't solve our problems. What it calls for is work. And Mr. Scotland's presence in here simply means that we will be able to do more work.
Now viewers, Scotland said while he would have to step down as chairman of the Joint Select Committee on National Security, he will still remain as MP for Port of Spain South. Asked if Hinds felt that Scotland appointment means the PM lost confidence in him, leaders of government business, Camille Robinson Regis, interjected by saying that if the PM has lost confidence in Hinds, he would have been removed. Everybody know that's going to happen. Everybody know Fitzgerald Hinds ain't going from there. Because I'll tell you something, if Fitzgerald Hinds could tell the nation that his job is not to make you feel safe, and the Prime Minister didn't do anything back then, the Prime Minister definitely ain't going to do nothing in 2024. I'll listen to this video.
The thing is that the Minister of National Security remains the Minister of National Security. If the Prime Minister had lost confidence in the minister, he would have removed him. It's clear that he has not lost confidence. You would recall that Mr. Young, the former Minister of Foreign Affairs, was also Minister in the Ministry of National Security, handling the immigration portfolio. So it is not an unusual development.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but we're coming back to stay on this security issues. We are going to hear Hinds proud of his work. Proud of what? Being a minister? After this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chagonas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest, with interest payment being paid up front. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union, Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan? Only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hinds is not going anywhere. With 357 killings for the year thus far, there have been calls from various sectors for Hinds to step down from his post. Those making the call urge that not enough is being done to stop crime in the country. Questions on what he thought about his performance, the minister stated that he would not be able to rate himself as citizens were allowed to freely express their views. Hey, that's an ex-Ola, you know. I have no idea if that's Ola brother from a different family. I telling you, I don't know if they related somewhere, you know. I don't know. But no performance, no performance, no performance. Imagine the whole country telling the world, Fitzgerald Hinds ain't doing nothing. Hear him. I am not going to rate my performance. Imagine that. How sad. I'll listen to this video.
That's just to say that, Minister Hinds, you are now the longest serving National Security Minister in a decade. Minister, are you satisfied with your tenure as Minister?
Well, that is not for me to judge. What I'm satisfied is that I give my mind, my time, my heart, and my soul to my work as minister, and I do so very proudly and very confidently. But I do understand what my role and responsibilities are, and I understand full well what all the other roles and responsibilities are. I made it very clear at the beginning of this. There's where it was at. So I do my part, and I do it thoroughly, and I do it wholeheartedly. But to judge, that will not be for me.
Let's forget the opposition then. From members of the public who are saying it might be time for you to step down, what would you say to them?
Well, this is a democratic society, and they are free to express their views.
But your response to them?
They are free to express their views.
But you believe you are the best person for the job?
They are free to express their views. You can't begrudge them of that.
No, I'm asking now. I'm asking now.
That's what I say. Everyone is free to express their views.
Well, you hear this, man? That is the man they call Fitzgerald Hinds, the minister in the Ministry of National Security. Everyone can express their views. Everyone. That is the same man who said a couple of years back, it is not my job to make you feel safe. Whose job is it? TTPS. Now, the Prime Minister appoints Keith Scotland as another minister in the Ministry of National Security. Why? Because this first minister said it is not his job. Maybe it is Scotland's job now. Maybe it is Scotland's job now to make Trinidad and Tobago feel safe. Because he wants to bring back the confidence in TTPS to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that. Imagine that, viewers. It's sad, eh? According to Hinds, what citizens should focus on is on the state's response to what is happening in society. What is happening in society is crime and criminal activities is being held all over Trinidad and Tobago. All over Trinidad and Tobago without a real address to the situation. I'll listen to this.
And I think what we should focus on is the state's response to what is happening in the society, the role of everyone, including the media. I just pointed out to you how very easily, and I've seen it, this is not the only example, where the media could be used to purvey irrelevant and misleading issues. Let's focus on the key issues. We are having a spate of crime, including murders in the country, and my business as minister is to ensure that the police get the resources, the law, the policy directions that they need, and I am doing that. And as you heard Mr. Benjamin say, the police is doing what they have to do. I told you what the prison is doing. I told you what the defense force is doing. I told you what parents are doing. I told you what the schools are doing. We all have a responsibility, and once we exert it to the best of our abilities, we'll be getting somewhere.
So now, viewers, he said that the police were conducting inquiries into all reports of homicide and persons who are being arrested and charged. He stated that his ministry wants to see when persons are charged and when they get before the court, the criminal justice system works a whole lot better. I'll listen to this.
But you are the minister in charge. For this month alone, we've had 53 murders, Minister Hinds. 53. Do you believe that you are really the best person to lead this ministry?
Akash, I really find your question pedantic, especially in the light of all that I've said here this morning. I told you about murder on Manic Street. No police was around. You were not around. Although you would have liked to get there first, scoop, innit?
No, murder is murder. We're sorry that way.
It happened. It is the response of the state that was critical. The police went in, they investigated the matter, they arrested and charged someone. We want to see more of that. We want to see when persons are charged and they get before the court, the criminal justice system works a whole lot better so that they will have their day in court and justice will be served.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago. At the end, he noted that the government had amended and passed several laws to better aid citizens and the police. He also said that the public needs to work with the state, and if persons saw or knew anything or suspicious activities or even criminal activities, it is their duty to report these incidents to the police. Erla doing? We are not hearing from Erla. Is Erla on vacation? Come on. Come on, Erla, we're not hearing you. You're getting up 5 o'clock in the morning like the people from the olden or the golden age used to get up early in the morning and hot their coffee and come out in the somewhat long ago we used to say gallery. Now we're using our fancy word porch. You know? We would sit down in our gallery and look at the sun rays and sip your coffee. Are you doing that now, Erla? I expect you to be doing that now. Commissioner of Police Erla Hayward Christopher have stated that one of the challenges that TTP has faced is achieving its violent crime reduction plan targets. But the organization did not have sustainable leadership for most of 2023 with only her and one DCP in place. Hey, this sad. I'll listen to this.
When we speak violent crime, we speak of murders, shooting and woundings, sexual offenses, kidnappings, robberies.
And breaking and entries, etc.
Yes, sexual offenses. Yes.
And have you seen any arresting of or any decrease in the violent crimes since the last time you were here?
Mr. Chair, yes. I am pleased to report as of today we have a reduction in our violent crime. We have a 15% reduction in violent crime.
Percent reduction?
Reduction, yes.
All right.
Now viewers, question by MP Rudal Munilal on external and internal challenges that hinder the TTPS from reaching targets. The COP said in 2023 there was not a substantive leadership and not enough assistance. Ola, you are the head of TTPS. The head of TTPS is who? The Commissioner of Police. Who's the leader again? Who's the leader again? Of the police service? Ola, Haywood, Christopher. So if you telling Trinidad and Tobago that there was not enough leadership or substantive leadership, you are talking about you, my darling. How can you embarrass yourself like that? How can you do such a thing? Did you read the script that you got in front of you? Oh my goodness, you embarrass yourself. Let's listen to this video.
Mr. Chair, I would like to remind or advise the committee that for the most of 2023, the organization did not have a substantive leadership. As a matter of fact, the commissioner had at one point one deputy commissioner to assist her, and as a result of that, the commissioner and the deputy commissioner would have had to perform the role of commissioner and 3 deputy commissioners. So that would have had its challenges on the complete implementation of the violent crime reduction.
Are there, that being an internal challenge, significant challenge, are there any external factors as well that contributed towards this situation in 2023 where some, but not all, of the targets were not met?
Well, the only other external challenges, no. I cannot say we had any external challenges.
Okay.
Trinidad and Tobago. The government has accepted donation of 25 metric ton of premium quality basmati rice, along with a container of edible oil from India. Dr. Keith Rowley said, following his visit to India, executives from Haryana State Cooperative Supply and Marketing Federation Limited, HAFED, paid a visit to Trinidad and resulted in the company now considering establishing a rice mill. Listen to this.
They did come here. They arrived the day after the main team and joined the main team here. You might have seen that in the news here. Three important people came down from Haryana, and they were the chairman, a general man, the chairman of the Haryana State Cooperative Supply and Marketing Federation Limited. It's called HAFED, Haryana State Cooperative Supply and Marketing Federation Limited. So the chairman and 2 managers came and spent a couple of days here with us.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the PM added that HAFED can do something that could benefit the farmers in Trinidad and Tobago as well as improve the supply of rice. Listen to this.
This HAFED is the largest apex cooperative federation in Haryana state in India, which is a major food producing state in India. It processes 2.3 million metric tons of commodities annually and has an annual turnover of approximately 1.6 billion US dollars. So it's quite a substantial entity. During the visit to Trinidad and Tobago, the cooperative held a number of meetings with public and private sector entities locally and is actively considering the establishment of a rice mill.
Oh, it was a pleasure being here first on my program for a long while, but nevertheless, we will be right back tomorrow night right here on Real Talk with Saieed for another live program. Until then, good night.